Good morning. It's Friday, October 10th, 2025. And in my heart, I'm celebrating the prospect of the Israeli hostages, 20, maybe 28 still alive. And the moment I see them coming out of tunnels, I fly the Israeli flag, not because I'm an Israeli or a Jew, but I empathize with the plight of the Jews throughout history. So I've been pretty oppressed the last couple of days, and I just want to tell a quick story of my valve cover gasket leak last winter, where I decided, okay, well, if I'm going to pull a valve cover gasket off, I'll do spark plugs too. And it's a little harder on a Sienna. This is a 2004, 238,000. A little harder on a Sienna to get at the back bank, as most viewers will, of course, probably understand. So I just want to do a couple things for the shade tree mechanic that help, or let's say, allowed me to get halfway on this project without committing hara-kiri. You know, as a young man, I serviced a lot of Volkswagen Beetles, and there was this bolt that was up top of the transaxle that you had to get underneath, up and around to reach. And we ended up welding a bolt to that thing and turning it into an L so that it wouldn't be so traumatic. Changing the spark plugs on the back bank may be a shade tree job that, if I could afford it, I would send to a pro. Now that I've done it, I'm sure I can do it again, but what a freaking nightmare. I want to point out these black posts. Some of the pros, and a shout out to the pros out there who show off this job, some pretty talented people. These posts are what one has to reach with articulable, flexible ratchets. There's a bolt here, no. Here, no. Yeah, a bolt that goes through here, through this bracket, and then two 12s that go there. 12s mount to the throttle body, and the 14 to the back of the plenum, the air intake plenum. So I'm gonna redo the intake gaskets. Let me tell you, this thing is getting a little hard, so that's a good thing. And to draw a circle around where I started, now that I can actually see the bolts for the coils, I'm going to take this whole valve cover off and put the valve cover gasket on that I've been holding on to for a year, 10 months. Doing it in the snow and the rain outside was just not something I cared to do. The front was bleaking, the back was not, so I left it alone. So the PCV valve is right here. If you're going to go back and do this, Toyota says that you do this maybe every 15,000. I think I've gone 40. It looks like maybe the previous owner had that serviced, but I just ordered one of those up. If you're in here and doing this kind of stuff, you know, look at the valve, the vacuum hoses. But here's the one thing I want to say is that if you're 6'5", do this job. But if you're 5'6", a gymnast by training, you literally got to lay on top of the engine to get back there and around and reach far enough to do this. And I would encourage a foam pad and some kind of a blanket quilt. A little pressure on those components on the injection system are not going to hurt it. I got this, you know, this service blanket here that usually goes on the fender. And I tell you, you do so much wrestling to get this 14 on this side and the two 12s on this side free. I just highly recommend that you just get yourself up here and lay yourself down. Another thing I want to point out, that there's not three, but a nut here, and these Allen heads, I think they're 8s, 1, 2, 3. I didn't see this one in the other videos. You reach down into a crevasse. It's easy to see when you get up and back and start looking for it, but these are all 8mm Allen heads, and then of course this locks down this fuel injector bar. So I'll clean this up, drop that gasket on there, and do my spark plug work. Iridiums are recommended. I saw good reports on these auto lights, and they were super reasonably priced on Rock Auto. And I feel like I should be paying $100 a piece if they would last longer next time. But I gotta say, if there was a job that I would delegate to the pros as far as hassle factor, man, I think this is the one. $238,000. I'm putting fresh headlights on. I think that'll really clean it up. No rust on this thing, so I'm plugging on. This is Clay from the River City, Dubuque.